Hi, blessed authors. All right, let me go ahead and get live on Instagram and we'll get started. All right, I am live on Instagram and on YouTube. Hi, blessed authors. It's your girl, Tahira. I am a Christian author, teacher, and self-publishing consultant. I am the owner of Tahira Gift Consulting, where I help you to write, self-publish, and market your faith-based books for impact and income. And so I want to welcome you guys to day 14 of the 30-day live challenge that I'm doing. I am doing this live all the way up until July 7th when my newest book comes out. So if you did not know, I am currently writing a book called Freedom Today. 7 keys to activate more joy, walk in purpose, and have inner peace in your life. And I wanted to say, real talk, you guys, and this is like a total transparent moment. This week I was feeling a lot of procrastination, a lot of even like sadness that, my book is done because I've enjoyed just this process of me and God writing this book. This book really, to be honest with you guys, started off as just my own personal journey to have more joy, activate, walking in my purpose and having more inner peace. And I was sensing that, God has shifted me into a new season. And so I started to journal and I started to write, and it started to become this beautiful time with me and God, confirming things and uplifting me. And then he started to speak to me about, no, you need to publish this. And then I was like, what, really, God? Because I do I help people how to write a book and how to publish a book, and help faith-based authors to market their book and make impact and income. And so I felt like this was a totally different market, in talking about that more inner. And so when I got that the book is done and I knew that, okay, now it's time to send the rough draft to the editor, you guys, I've been like the last 3 days, I have not written, I have not edited. I've just been in this place of like, almost like a stall, right? But I know what it is, and I know it's because whenever you're getting close, right, things are coming together. The book cover, the people, the team to help you. You got the provision. You're putting yourself out there, right? You're being courageous and showing up, and it's like the rest of the part is on me. Right? There's no reason for me not to make the deadline, but if I procrastinate and I don't submit what I'm supposed to submit to to the editor, if I don't do it and I just say, well, maybe I don't need to put the book out. I'm sharing this transparent moment because when you're writing a book and you're about to self-publish a book, these emotions can come where you're both excited and then you're having a little bit of duality of like, is it going to be good enough? And so I just wanted to share real talk. That's where your girl has been this week. But I know how to push through these emotions, and I'm excited because I know that this book will help someone. But I just want to share, if you're just joining, hi, thanks Jay for joining me live. I was just having a transparent moment and letting you guys know that I was having a little bit of fear around my own new book that's coming out and a little procrastination, and that's normal. But as I, show up to inspire and be a resource for other of you authors who know that you're purposed to write a book, I just want to let you guys know that it's normal. It's normal to feel the fear, the sadness, the procrastination, and it doesn't mean that on the other side of that you won't get through it to that excitement and to that joy, right? And so I feel like I'm getting to the other side. I just have to take a couple of days to step back, but I just wanted to share that, okay? So today we're going to be talking about gaining confidence in marketing your book. And I think I put gaining confidence on YouTube, but it's in marketing your book because I really want to help and speak to my faith-based authors, right? This week is dedicated to marketing tips. I'm going to give you guys strategies. I'm going to be sharing with you guys, what I've personally done to even market, my signature book, 6-Step Blueprint. This particular book launched in October of 2021. And to this day, it sells consistently month after month. I get royalties from Amazon. And I'm going to share with you guys, what I did. And I'm also coming out of my impact to income ebook. And I want to say thank you so much for those people who have told me that this has been very helpful already. I have people who have downloaded it, and I'm so grateful that I was able to pull it out of my Market Your Book bundle and make it available just for this week. If you are new to me, I am giving out my Impact to Income ebook for free just this week as we're going through the marketing tips, and I'm going to be sharing keys. So today you're actually going to get 3 additional keys, but in the Impact to Income ebook, you'll see there are actually 33. I don't know if you can see that. There are 33 marketing keys for author. But by the end of this week, the goal is to get through 15. Okay. But if you want this resource, and a lot of people have already grabbed it and they told me that it's valuable, then I want to encourage you, if you're on Instagram, go to the link in my bio, and it's going to be the first tab on the link tree. And if you're on YouTube, you can just check the video description and it'll be the first link in the resource. But let's go ahead and get started on today, 14 of the 30-Day Live channel. And once again, I am Tahira. I am a Christian author, teacher, and self-publishing consultant. And I really have a heart, you guys. God has really called me to this faith-based, kingdom entrepreneur, Christians, like this is like, I understand that a lot of these marketing tips can help anyone if they apply it, but God has given me a heart for people who have his heart and his generosity, so that we can make an impact and income, because we're going to do the good, right, with that, what we earn, not only with our book, making a difference and being a blessing and being an answered prayer. So I really, really am talking to those who are purposed to be authors like myself, but you also want to know, how do I, make that impact and that income, especially if you are an author. Maybe you have a book and it's not selling. Let's get that book selling, okay? But I had said something yesterday that I had to go back and I had to not repent, but I wanted to make sure that I offer some context and some grace, because I talked about how I didn't understand. I shared, I will say this, I shared how sharing your book confidently is a marketing key. However, I had to kind of repent a little bit, because the truth is I was not always confident. I was not always, the woman you see today that can stand in front of a live camera and talk confidently about my book. And so I want to give some grace to anyone who may be new to, marketing their book, maybe a first-time author, or putting yourself out there or showing up. You're looking at someone who has been in it 7+ years. So I don't want you to compare yourself to where I am today, but really, celebrate yourself for where you are and your courage and your journey. And if you have the confidence enough to just even watch this video and start implementing these tips, then you are a success. Start from where you are. And so I want to give you guys some tips before we get into the marketing keys, how I was able to gain confidence so that I could market my book, okay? So for anyone who did not know, I didn't self-publish my first book until 2015 at the age of 33. However, I knew I wanted to be an author since 19. So you guys do the math. It took me years. And even though I self-published my first, actually it was the children's book, my first 2 books were children's books, it took, when I tell you guys that I had a lot of fear, I had a lot of self-doubt, I did not believe in myself, that it actually was in 2015. Do you know how I got into self-publishing? Do you guys know how I got into my first self-publishing book? I want to share this story because it really will help you to understand how I came to have the confidence that I have today. But it actually was a team, a group of people who challenged me. I was in a leadership group of 10 people, and they asked us to share one of our dreams. And at that time, my dream was to be a published author. And they challenged me to write a book in 90 days. And they held my hand. They cheerleaded me on. They believed in me more than I believed in myself. And it was through this leadership, community that I got the courage, even though I was still kind of, afraid, to publish my first book. And it was with their confidence, it was their belief And actually they were the ones who bought all of my books. And I had a little like generic book, and they were buying it. Their friends and family were buying it. They were supporting me, and even when I really didn't have the confidence. So it started with other people believing in me. And then in 2018, so that was in 2015. In 2018, I did hire my first writing coach. She believed in me. And at this time I hired her because I wanted to write a nonfiction chapter book. And the other books had been more like children books, my little inspirational books. But I didn't really know anything about like formatting and chapter. And I really wanted to step into a new genre. And so I knew enough about investing. And, as a teacher, I knew about I never had a problem with having coaches and getting help, because I see myself as someone who helps people. So I always was a person who could invest in myself. So I hired her, and I would, she would help me with the outline. We would meet once a week, and I would read her my chapter, and she would help me stay on track. And she would say to me, your book, your message needs to be in the world. And she believed in me. So that business coach believed in me when I didn't have the confidence. And then, to be honest with you guys, my first and my truest fan was my family. My mom, hands down, has been my biggest supporter. And my mom always knew since I was a child. She used to tell me, girl, you used to captivate people. When my family and friends would come over at the dinner table, I would tell them stories, and I would have my little journals, and I would write books. And she always knew, because of my imagination and my ability, God has always given me kind of a gift of communication. She said, I'm not going to touch that, because God is giving you something. And then also I always loved to read, and I was always a good writer. I excelled in English. Like, I would outperform all of in school. I didn't even have to take tests. And these were things that God had just naturally given me, but I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe in myself. My mother believed in me. My, community believed in me. My business coach that I hired believed in me. And why do I share all that? Because it took me a journey to get to the place where I am right now. You see a woman in 2023 that can show up confidently, can not only market my book, but I can help other people. But I wanted to just take a moment to say, wherever you are, wherever you're watching me, if you're watching the replay, you find this video, honor where you are. And it's okay if you don't feel as confident to show up. And I just wanted to kind of like give grace, because I know that I wasn't always here. And so celebrate where you are. We are going to get into some marketing keys, but I just wanted to say that I really felt like yesterday when I said, well, I don't understand, God was like, no, you understand. You know exactly what it feels like to be a first-time author. I'm just 7+ years ahead of you guys. But I want you guys to know that, like, I'm not a person, like, I'm not perfect at it. I'm still on this journey. Maybe I've learned how to make 4 figures, but your girl's still trying to make 5 figures, my first 10K in a month, with my books and digital products. So I'm just a little bit ahead of you, but I still can have compassion for where you are. And so I hope by sharing my story that you see that it was a journey. It took me a process, from 2015 to where I am today. And I'm just so grateful that now people have shared that what I'm sharing, showing up live for these 30 days, has really been of value. And so, yeah, that's all I wanted to say. But you're going to get there, and we're going to continue to dive in to give you some more keys. Okay, so you guys ready? And I'm taking this out of my Impact to Income ebook. I printed it out because usually this belongs inside of my Market Your Book bundle, but I pulled it out just for this week to go over some marketing tips, and super excited to support you guys. So let's go ahead and dive in. So we're going to get to, yesterday we went over 3. We're going to go over another 3. And so one of the other keys that you can do to market your book is ask for the sale. I would say it again, ask for the sale. And I know this one goes along with the confidence, but really, honestly, you guys, it's going to get to a point where, and I had to practice this. I had to just start showing up, and the more you do it, the more you put your book out there and you let people know, like, hey, I have something to buy, to offer, right? The better you'll get at it. And I want to give you some ways that you can ask for the sale that doesn't feel so like salesy, right? Because one of the things that I did that really helped me, especially with this book, okay, I'm gonna give you guys this is exactly what I used to do in 2021. And it's still popular today, is I used to do reels. Okay, so I would use the reels that were voiceover reels, right? Where there were I would kind of mimic other people's voices, and I would show my book. And because I am a strong writer, I would put the sale, ask for the sale in the comments, because I feel actually I feel, even though you guys enjoy the video, I actually feel like I reach people with my blogs, with my words. And so content and writing was always a easier or softer sale for me, a way for me to ask and say, hey, I got this book, right? Or, put it in the book description, or, taking something out of here and putting that in the bottom of my reel. Real talk, this is what I did. So these are ways that you can ask for the sale without you maybe saying like, hey, I got a book. Can you buy my book? Check it out on Amazon, right? Because it took me a while to gain the confidence to get to that. But you can look at other ways that you can still, be excited, point to the book without saying buy my book. And in the comments, you know what I'm saying? And these are just until you get to where you are. Now, if you're confident and you feel like you want to ask for the sale, then go for it. But I also wanted to give you guys, there are other ways, right? And you don't have to show your face. I know that showing your face is good, but if you look on, especially on my YouTube channel, when I was launching a lot of prayer journals back in 2022, I didn't even show my face. I showed the book. I showed a video of the content. I said, oh, there's a bonus devotional that talks about confidence, consistency, and courage. And I used the video to sell itself, right? So I'm trying to give you lots of examples of ways. There's more, right? That's why I say, get the impact to income. But that is definitely one of the marketing keys. When you get confident enough to ask for the sale, that will increase your book. And I'm still working on it, you guys. I'm working on it. Well, not necessarily with my book, because I feel like I've mastered that, but with my digital products and other things that God is moving me into. And we'll talk about that next week when we get to Beyond the Book. All right. So the next marketing key, and this is a good one, you guys. You're going to tell people why you wrote the book. You're going to tell people why you wrote the book. And this goes back to, if you have been following my lives, I talked about the first step is to really dive into your why and your vision. And if you have done that, then by the time you have, got the book out, right? That should be something that, you already know. So you can easily articulate that to your target market, to the person that you have, written this book for, or, for those I had a consultation, and a woman said that she felt that God had called her for her testimony, right? And so if you are purposed to put out your testimony, tell your reader why. And you literally can get on a video and tell them why, share your heart. You could do it in an audio recording if you feel more confident to voice record, and you could have your book, your cover, and you could just be talking, and you could even now with caption. Oh, I love the feature. If you're not familiar with the caption, if you're on Instagram, you probably know in my stories, I will talk to you guys and I'll just allow the caption to kind of mimic what I'm saying. You can do the same thing with talking about your book and your why, okay? So, and I'm telling you guys, this will help you gain more confidence if you can really, and people want to know, why did you write the book? Why did you, like me, push through the procrastination, the fear, waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning? Why do you feel such a passion and excitement to get this book out right now in this season in 2023? Talk about it. Talk about how God wouldn't leave you this idea alone, especially if it's somebody, if you've been working on this for years. You know what I'm saying? I know some people that come to me, they're like, no, I've had this idea for years, since 2020. Talk about that. And I'm telling you, when you open up and you're honest and you're transparent and you're authentic, people I got to read that book. I got to read that book. And I'm telling you guys this, not because, I mean, this book honestly sells itself. But I always, in the beginning, I would tell people, just read this book and you'll see my heart. And everyone who has got this book and has gotten through the introduction, because the introduction, I'll be honest, it is long. It's Holy Spirit led, but I was like, God, you sure you want me to put this in the book? And God was like, yeah, put this in the book. I talk about my journey, but you like, if you could understand why somebody even started the business, why I show up and I feel like called to be in this season helping other authors who are purposed to write a book in 2023, like this book will help you to understand my why. And I want to encourage you to do the same thing. And I'm telling you, that will increase your book sales. It has never failed me. It has never failed me to talk about why I wrote the book. All right. And if you need help with that, I just want to drop a hint. I can help pull that out of you. Book a consultation, and I can help you. I have a thing I do with my clients to help them discover their why. All right, I'm gonna give you one last key, okay? Marketing key for your book, and this is to tell people why they need the book. All right, now I know this sounds similar, but it's not. It's different. Okay, tell people why they need your book. And what is it about your book? In my case, I'm going to use this as an example. This book helps you to write, self-publish, and market your faith-based book. So if you are a Christian author, or you are a kingdom entrepreneur, or you are somebody who God has said, hey, put your testimony, and I'm talking to you, right? And so this is going to help you to get your book out of your mind and into your hand. I always say that, out of your head and into your hand. Okay. And so why do they need it? You want to say whatever your book is about, give them what is going to be the outcome. So if you follow my 6-step blueprint, the outcome is you will have a book on the market that you can make an impact and an income, right? And so, yes, you want to talk about the need. And also that kind of goes along with something I said in another previous lives about the book description and starting with benefits. So you can also think about the need as like the benefit. If somebody is going through, I'll give another example. If somebody's going through health challenges and you've overcome something, and your book is going to give them a solution to help ease their health challenge, talk about that. If you're doing relationships, maybe you've overcame how to, in the beginning you didn't know how to parent, and now you got a system and a routine down, and you want to help the person so they're not feeling all chaotic. I don't know what I want to do for meals, and your system helps them how to meal plan. So you want them to understand that when they get your book, right, this is what they're going to come away with. And that also goes into that, if you heard the ideology, I'm trying to think of the words, problem solution. Okay, I'm a teacher, but your book should be solving a problem, even if it is a faith-based, inspirational. People think that even if I have like a personal testimony, no, you're still solving a problem. So if you know what that is, that's what they need. That's what your reader need. And if you can talk to that, if you can speak to that, you ain't going to have to ask people to buy your book. They're going to run to Amazon and click. They're going to buy the book. Okay. And so though I gave you 3 marketing keys, right? And it's all coming out of my Impact to Income ebook. And we talked about ask for the sale, right? And start wherever you are. Just start with that, right? To gain that confidence. We talked about telling people why you wrote the book, right? And people want to know. And then the last marketing key is tell people why they need your book. And I could really I could dive deeper into that, you guys, but I'm not I'm not gonna give you a coaching session on this live. You're gonna have to, if you want me to help you with your individual book, you can book a one-on-one session. I do have a summer special going on right now. But yeah, so I hope that served you all. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. I like to end with Q&A. Hi, I see people on. Thank you for joining me. So if you have any questions, you can drop it in the comments or the question box if you're on Instagram. And I'll see people on. Hi, thanks for joining on YouTube as well. If you have any questions, I can stay on to answer. It could be any marketing questions, because all this week we're talking about marketing. If you're someone who wants to know, I hope I gave you some, of course, some ideas to get started. If you are, especially if you're a first-time author, start with that why. You can do that. You can do that today. Okay. Actually, let me give you, I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to give you some action items, because this is what I do when I do my consultation. I like to, and there is a difference between why. I just want to say this. Because I know that a lot of people say, well, why you don't call yourself a coach? Why you call yourself a consultant? I'm going to tell you why. I call myself a consultant because God has gifted me with the ability to be very practical, to simplify the process, to break down steps. It's a part of my gifting. And every client that has worked with me, they have told me, thank you for breaking it down and making it easy. A consultant gives you the breakdown, gives you the framework, the steps. A coach, they kind of ask questions to help you figure it out for yourself, or what you need. But I ain't got time for that. I'm giving you the steps. I'm giving you the play. If you follow this 1, 2, 3, I mean, of course, your book, I mean, it's going to be different for each person based off of your book, right? And your genre. So that will change. But, asking for the sale, telling people why you wrote the book, telling them why they need your book, that can help any of you who want to take the action and implement it. Okay. And so that's why I call myself a consultant, and I enjoy it. I enjoy giving people the play-by-play. I'm just, maybe it's the teacher in me. I'm very structured in that way, but it doesn't mean that I can't help you like a coach to go deeper, right? If you're working with me one-on-one and you're stuck on something, like, oh yeah, we could dive deep. We gonna use the Holy Spirit and we gonna pull it out of you. But I just want to give you guys a little bit of context and the difference between a consultant and a coach. A consultant going to give you the steps. A coach is going to ask you questions to help you figure out the steps. But I'm just going to get right to the point. I'm sorry. All right, you guys. Well, I don't see any questions. So that's all I have for today. I am Tahira. I am a Christian author, teacher, and self-publishing consultant. And once again, if you are in need of any marketing tips, I want to encourage you to go to the link in my bio and get this Impact to Income ebook, because I'm only giving it out for free. This book alone, I know is worth like $100. And I am giving it out for free only this week. So go to the link in my bio, or if you're on YouTube, it will be in the replay. And yeah, and just do me this favor. When you start implementing and it works, just send me some praises. Can you give me, like, drop it in a comment that I helped you. Give me a positive review. Like, be like, yes, like, I followed it and it worked. Thank you, Tahira. Like, could you at least, like, drop me a review? A 5-star review. I'll take it, okay? And your prayers, all right? All right, thank you, guys. Until next time, live well, love well, and be well. Take care.